So Jonestown, right, is the capital of Guyana, right?
That is incorrect. Adrian, I literally just mentioned the Mew being from Guyana, or also the location of Jonestown, regrettably. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing lovely. Good evening. How are you, everyone?
Talking about Colts and Bernie Sanders.
Bernie?
It's the same thing,
Bernie?
really.
I really don't miss. Like, I hate the freaking cultification of all these freaking politicians and everyone's simping for them. So, sorry, I can't say that on Twitch, but I'm not streaming. Haha, get at me.
Simping for Bernie's fine. Simping for everybody else is bad.
Why is simping for Bernie fine?
Because Bernie's trying to help us.
Oh.
Shoot.
I mean, I think it really just speaks to the sad state of affairs in this country where, like, so few people are looking out for, like the everyman that, like, no one's gonna simp for, like, Raphael Warnock or something. Well, maybe some people do, but, like, on average, like, no one can, like, okay, maybe he's a bad example, but maybe, so like, let's say, like, Chuck Schumer or something, like, that, like, he's out there simping for Wall Street, like, so no one cares about him. So when you, like, and that's 90% of politicians, so when you hear about someone that, like, actually gives a crap about you, it's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, to expand on that, it's also because he's kind of a long shot candidate. So if you want other people to vote for him, like, you kind of had to, like, dedicate yourself to that. And what that eventually comes out to is just that. It becomes a lot of people going, wow, this is a candidate that is everybody, I would die for this guy and la-di-da. But that's something that generally should only last through the primaries, because that candidate would not be likely to make it through. Like, nobody's going to be out here simping for Biden or Hillary Clinton.
Those neolibs.
Damn, neolibs. Yeah, that's the real N-word.
But there's like I wouldn't even count them, because there's, like, a loud minority for, like, every sort of terrible fan base, including like there's the loud Hillary, like, fans for some reason, like, whatever.
Do the stickers offend you? Well, yeah. There also would have been the first female president thing. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think to Adrian's point, though, like, a lot of the movements are populist and kind of grassroots in a way, like, especially with Bernie and, like, AOC, like, they don't do, like, corporate money. They don't do, like, everything is like, yo, give me, like, $20 or whatever. We're gonna go door to door and all that stuff. So, like, that by nature, like, it becomes a lot more genuine and, like, genuinely connecting with people than just like, hey, I saw this commercial saying Trump bad or some shit like that,
And then, on the Trump side, it becomes a hell of a lot simpler, because these people are already in cults. Like, they'll if you've been following Alex Jones, and then Alex Jones says to vote for Trump, like, that becomes extremely easy, right? So,
because you don't got to think about it, because you're part of the freaking cult.
Yeah.
Alex Jones. This the thought of him makes me laugh.
Vote for Trump. He's the only one that's going to save America.
I know I've said it before.
My brain force.
My brain force. Fucking schoolboys. Anyway, yeah, he's a terrible person, and, like, I hope he goes to jail for his role in January 6th. But, like, and
Alex Jones, he was like inciting it.
No, yeah,
absolutely.
He was. Yeah. But I hope there's, like, an alternate timeline somewhere where he's just, like, a prolific voice actor and, like,
right?
Like, like, I hope that in some parallel universe that guy does just, like Tim and Eric comedy or some shit. I don't know.
Nah, he just ends up like freaking Vic McYoung, or what is the guy's name? The guy who voiced Ed Elric. That problematic ass guy.
Vic McYoung?
McYoung, yeah, there we go. Yo, that guy freaking lost all of his not credibility, but like all of his
I just googled him and
hey man, he just wanted a hug.
His Wikipedia contents are Chapter 1, Early Life, Chapter 2, Career, 2.1, Sexual and Harassment Allegations. Before, like, everything else, it's that.
Hey, man. At least he got Broly before that.
Oh, God. I mean, like, freaking, I've been hearing bad things about his character, as in, like he himself. Like, he's, like, a D-bag, or he's very vain, or whatever. Like, nothing's wrong with being vain, but, like... I don't know, like, there was some reason why I wanted to take a picture of the very small line of girls to go see him at Comic-Con. Like, there was some reason, and it was before the allegations came out, so I don't know why it is. I was like, can I take a picture of you guys? They're like, no. It was like 3 girls waiting to see him, despite, like, everyone else having, like, 50 people. Freaking Hulk Hogan was there that day, so...
Man.
Hulk Hogan, Jason David Frank.
Oh, boy. Like, actual... Well, not actual, but, like, you know, people who, in their own right, have had things to complain about them.
But yeah, but they don't have the... But freaking Ed Elric doesn't have the star power that Hulk Hogan has.
Wait.
Hulk Hogan?
There was complaints about...
Jason David Frank?
Yeah, thank you, Green Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, see, here's the thing.
Oh,
like,
he's just a douche.
Yeah, he's a douchebag, but, like...
Oh, I mean...
Sometimes you don't mind douchebags, you know?
Right.
Like, they're not... Sometimes they don't do terrible things.
Like, he's not a criminal, but, like...
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like...
He's like one of those alpha jock types of guys, you know?
Yeah, that tracks with what I would have expected. That's not, like... is that unexpected to people? I mean, look at the guy.
Like, this guy, he's, like, undefeated in MMA. Or is it MMA? Or one of those fighting... Or UFC? I forget.
Yeah.
He's undefeated. He knows that he's the most popular Power Ranger of all time. That's why I theorize he always comes back. I feel like he always comes back because he knows, like, he's like, all right, I gotta get this next generation of kids. You know, like... you know, like... But, you know, I don't mind him because freaking... The more vain he is, the more that, you know, this genre and TV show that I liked as a kid thrives and prospers. So, you know, shout outs to his douchebaggery.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, however, is famous for burying talent, so screw him.
Yeah. And saying the N-word or some shit.
I mean, whatever. A lot of people say the N-word.
Yeah, neo-libs.
Oh, man. Yo, speaking of Jason David Frank, I feel like if they... imagine they come out with another King Kong or God vs. Godzilla, whatever the movie's called. They come out with a new trailer. And you know how, like, we hate the human plot for these movies?
Yeah. No.
What if he pulls up and then we hear the freaking dragon dagger flute?
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
It would be like Batman vs. Superman when Wonder Woman showed up, you know? Like,
I mean, then he'll die within the first 5 minutes.
No, he's got a dragon sword, Dean.
Yeah, the dragon sword is like hella OP in the lore, I guess.
Yes, it can beat cancer rays.
He has finger missiles, my guy. He beat all 5 Rangers by himself. No, like I was like Dean was telling us that like, oh, Mighty Morphin's the best. And to your credit, as someone who watched it again as an adult for some reason, that Tommy arc, chef's kiss, bro. What a savage! He really just pulled up and like, it wasn't even just as in Ranger form. Once they found out that like, once Tommy knew that like, oh, this is Jason. Jason's a Power Ranger. Bet. He would like stalk him and like kidnap him. It was hilarious.
Yo, man, Tommy can handle himself.
Oh, don't get me started on Zordon being a freaking guerrilla warfare child abuser. Zordon was practically Big Boss. Okay, so Dean.
Oh, God.
So think about it like this. This guy comes to your planet and says, yo, you have to help me fight against this ancient demon alien from outer space.
Or everyone dies.
Boom, let me get 5 children.
Whoa. They weren't children. They were teenagers with attitude.
Let me indoctrinate you into this thing. You feel indebted to me because I give you all this power. You know what I mean? But you're risking your life. But hey, listen, isn't the power feel great? You know what I mean? Like, And they even addressed that. I think Adrian and I had the discussion before the new movie came out.
You're gonna be heroes.
And then they addressed it in the movie. Because, well, to be fair, the movie is like all dark and gritty, and it has Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I was gonna say, except for Zordon, it's Walter White.
Bryan Cranston as an actual like person, not like the freaking monster he was in the original series. Because I forgot that he was actually in both.
Wait,
yeah, like freaking.
what?
Yeah, he was like a monster in like the original series. Yeah.
Jesus, man. It's just funny what that guy's become known for. Like everyone knew him for like Malcolm in the Middle as the fuddy-duddy dad, and then Walter White.
It's wild, right? Because like both roles, like everyone, it's depending on what I mean. Like it doesn't matter which role you know him as. Like you still like regard him highly because he's just that good of an actor. Like to this day, I'll still look up like the ski scenes from Malcolm in the Middle because they took it off Netflix, so I'm relegated to YouTube.
Is it
okay? He provided the voices of Lizard and Twin Man. Huh.
Yeah. See, Bryan Cranston's out here, yo. And I love that he's not like, oh, I'm an actor. I'm a thespian. I must take everything seriously. No, he still falls into what's the guy's name? What's his name in Malcolm in the Middle? Hal. Hal. He still falls into Hal territory, and he has a blast with that crap, yo.
Yeah. Also, Malcolm in the Middle is on Hulu, in case you need to, like,
Oh, crap, I gotta cancel my Hulu. That's reminding me.
I have to cancel something, but
I got it for Animaniacs.
Oh, really? That? Wait, have you seen it? What's it like?
It's cool. It's cool.
Come on, Dean.
It's funny. It's not like it's missing all the other people, like the Sally squirrel thingy and the dog.
The chicken?
Yeah, it's just the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. There's no supporting.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite things about Animaniacs. It was like an ensemble cast of randos.
Oh yeah, it had like a billion segments.
Can't bring back Kablam with like only June and
yeah, that'd be trash.
No, but it's still good though.
Wow, Slappy Squirrel, that's what it was. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Slappy Squirrel? That sounds suggestive, but I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, it's the Animaniacs. It probably was.
Fair. Oh yes, I remember. Yeah.
And then the Italian pigeons.
Yeah, the good feathers.
You said the Godfather pigeon
says.
Yeah,
I think it's good feathers.
Yeah,
it is.
The God Pigeon was the one that talks like Vito Corleone or whatever. I didn't watch Godfather.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. This is why you should always like take a little glance back at like what you watch, because I would have never have guessed that this was a reference to some big time movie that I still gotta watch because it's on Netflix now.
Oh, and there was Katie Kaboom. I think she like transformed into the monster or whatever. There was a whole ass ensemble of stuff in this.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. You see, Dean, this is why I have terrible attention span, man. I watch stuff like this. Don't gotta dedicate my brain to like one segment for too long.
Was Tiny Toon Adventures like that too, or?
Well, to a lesser extent, because they introduced everyone in the opening, so it's like we're already ready for it.
Gotcha.
What was with 90s like animation trying to turn people into furries? Animaniacs had Minerva Mink as well, which is like
Minerva,
hella suggestive looking.
Let me just type this in real quick.
And then we get what was it? Babs Bunny, was it from Space Jam?
Yeah.
Lola
Bunny.
Babs was the little girl.
Oh, oops.
Lola Bunny.
Yeah, Lola Bunny, baby.
Bro, all the freaking Lola cosplays.
Wait, what do you mean trying?
They
they succeeded. The furry agenda succeeded.
Why is she tied up in this? Oh god, the fan artists.
I mean, like all you had to do was see that scene from The Lion King once.
Yo, Simba about to get it in. Let's go.
I mean, I don't know. I guess you see all the Lola Bunny fan art because everyone remembers their first crush. Like, everyone remembers a I guess Topanga from Boy Meets World, or
Topanga. Wait, I have to remember if she was one of the people who was racist towards Angela on this.
No, come on, man.
Well, come on, Cam. They didn't have enough on what is it, Jessica Rabbits and Miss Bellums for you?
Miss Bellum. I always preferred the teacher. That's my type.
Dexter's mom.
Dexter's mom. Ooh, bro, that was way too much. that was. I definitely would have. Never mind. I'm talking too much.
That's why we're here.
I can't remember if Topanga was one of the ones who was ODing on her. I know Sean wasn't.
God, who was the star of that show?
It was Corey Matthews, this really loudmouth kid. And they decided to, let's get all these new characters because the show has to change completely when you go to college. I never know how to feel when high school shows like enter the college days. It's like another show. It's like a different show.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell did it, I think. Degrassi.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, Saved by the Bell did the college. Feels weird, man.
Degrassi.
One-on-one.
Rugrats went to high school.
One-on-one was stupid though. The show was called One-on-One because it's about me with my dad, and then they like take her away from her dad, so she goes to college. Ugh.
Like the going to college from high school thing made me laugh, and like Saved by the Bell because it's like still the same. It's still like the same tropes. Like yeah, it's the same vibe, and like it is not at all how college is. I
want to see a legit, authentic college experience on television, it's always like frat parties or whatever. Yo, no, I want to see
conspiracy theory time. Was this just part of them pushing to children that they needed to go to college?
I mean, like actually, I don't know why I gasped. Yes, certainly. It's part of the pipeline, my guy. Like, come on.
Word. So you can like get out with that bachelor's degree and be a $15 an hour bathroom attendant.
Oh, you're undecided? Oh, you loser! You're never gonna amount to anything. You're undecided.
Yeah.
Word. I mean maybe like half those shows had that one character that like didn't go.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think our college experience was too distorted. I don't know that anyone like could.
No one would relate, but they would definitely enjoy. Oh my god. Or stress, or like, partying and then like, oh god, I gotta get home and turn in this Blackboard assignment at 11:59 or something, anything, I don't know. Just like, I'm sick of all the romance and the keg parties, or oh no, he drank too much.
The Stony Brook Wallywood drama had seasons.
You got all these new characters
and factions.
Factions.
Sean was an antagonist at one point, and well, I don't know about that.
And so were you.
Oh god. But no, I mean, like, I try to think, like, it's funny that we thought of things that way because, like, there were definitely groups of people who were like looking at us and like, yo, these guys are the worst. They're so up their own asses. They're so annoying. And I'm not even talking about the Team Awesome days. Like, Team Awesome days especially, bro. For every one person that was like, yay, there they are, there's definitely like two other people who are like...
To be fair to them, imagine being on the outside and hearing that there's a group running around calling themselves Team Awesome.
Look at these douchebags.
Out there having fun, believing in themselves. Jesus Christ.
Taking up freaking the lounges for their shenanigans. To be fair, we tried to be inclusive with our shenanigans.
Don't they got anything better to do?
Like, bro, like, sometimes I think back to what potential. Well, I shouldn't say that, because like we definitely did a lot of things that we wouldn't have thought of. Hey, Barry.
Problematic time.
Just talking about.
Feeling better? How you feeling?
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm a little tired. I feel like shovel out.
You shoveled?
You ain't shoveling.
Oh god.
I am the Shovel Knight.
Well, that is a fun game, by the way. In case anyone hasn't played it, there's like 13 versions of it out there, so no excuses.
And spin-offs and
yeah. Speaking of shoveling, I had the most anime moment like an hour ago. I'm like, I'm shoveling, right? And I didn't really think about the music I had playing. Since the wind was blowing, I had like my goggles. You know, like that hat that I have. It's like a pilot hat or whatever. And it's got like the goggles that come with it.
The one from Duck Game, yeah, of course.
Yeah, my trademark. So I have the goggles down, and the song on my phone that's playing is that one from Gurren Lagann that plays when the show starts or whatever, like that alternate universe.
Oh yeah. When the show first, so yeah.
Yeah, when and, like the music is building up, and then when it gets to the da 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 da, like without thinking, I pulled up like my goggles and put it on my head. Like,
wasn't that music in my promo? I don't remember. I ended up using it in the final.
I think you definitely used a Gurren Lagann song somewhere.
Of course.
Considering
right on brand.
Yeah, but I was like, that was hella anime. I'm so extra. What the hell? Then I continued hurting my back while shoveling.
Knees, use your knees.
When did Nick sneak in here, by the way?
Just now.
It was like 13 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick.
Also known as just now.
I heard him. I heard him before Barry.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, Nick.
Hey,
now that the main characters are here for tonight, how do you guys feel about Legend of Zelda? And which one is the greatest game? Exactly.
Breath of the Wild.
Obviously, Majora's Mask.
Wait, Barry, you think Breath of the Wild is actually the best one?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, controversial.
That's wild to me, honestly. No, dang it.
Congratulations.
I didn't even get that.
He did it.
Oh, man.
I mean, most people are probably going to say like, well, Ocarina of Time or like Majora's Mask.
Ocarina of Time was garbage.
Wow. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Barry. We have to put that on hold for whatever. What do you mean, Nick? What do you mean by that?
I think just like a lot of games of that generation, it is just held up entirely by nostalgia, and by itself as a standalone game is not even that good. Being one of the first games of the 3D generation, it gets put on this pedestal because that's just, people saw the new graphics. They saw all these new things you could do in 3D, and they just fell in love with those games.
I think it's
for no reason. For no reason. Look at all those other games that came out around the same time. Final Fantasy VII. That's not the best Final Fantasy. Everyone loves it for some reason. Mario 64. That game is garbage, but everyone loves it.
Mario 64 is atrocious. No. As someone who's playing through it right now, it's so ugly.
Yeah.
Hey, Felix, can you hit the problematic button? Just hit it right now.
If they gave Mario 64 a paint job, though, would it still be as bad? I think Mario 64 probably aged better gameplay wise. Like, okay, the camera can die in a fire, sure, but like if they just gave that Odyssey camera or something, then it probably
like pretty much
good.
64. They pretty much remastered 64, and that's what Odyssey was. So like, I feel like
down to the hub world.
Now that Odyssey is out, we can just ignore 64 forever. But I feel like a lot of people are still leaning on Ocarina of Time for Zelda.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting to. Is
I mean, the question is whether the only merit is the gameplay, right? Because I'm one of those people that played it in like when I was an adult, which matters, right? Because like if you play like StarCraft Brood War in modern times, you're like, what is this janky ass? And then like when you're like, oh, it's 1998, you're like in 4th grade, and other RTSs like Command and Conquer, and it's like super slow. Then it's like, all right, that kind of makes more sense. So it has to be within the context of, the time it came out in. Of course, by modern standards, it's like, well, I mean, I played the 3DS version, which is like slightly updated, especially because the water temple part was like not frustrating for me. And then
they updated it.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So Yeah, I mean, like that has to be said. Like, yeah, sure, but like, I don't. It's a question of whether it's only the gameplay because like, then it's like, all right, well, Breath of the Wild plays different from all these other games. So it's like, can we even compare the two? Like, of course, it's going to be the newest. The newest is most likely going to be like the best, unless you like have a cult following.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, like a lot of those old games hold up gameplay wise. I think to the point of Ocarina of Time, it was extremely formative for like Nintendo and Zelda as a whole. But like, does it still hold up? No, it's kind of a. I don't want to call it an empty game, but like it doesn't really like feel like it has much spirit in it. Like, I don't know, a lot of the stuff is just, it's kind of an empty world. I don't know. But then like Majora's Mask is like, a lot of people will argue that's like one of the best games like ever made, period.
It's significantly better.
Yeah. Like, so
the best.
That game is also hella old, but yeah, like, no, people will straight up argue it's like the best game ever made. Like, period.
Because like there's things you don't see in other video games to this day.
Are they wrong?
Yeah, like
I wouldn't know. I never played. Well, I tried to play it, and then that game is mad involved, and I was like, yeah.
No, I haven't. So I have. I mean, the disclaimer is that I haven't played Majora because of how janky. I think we talked about this actually. Right after I beat Ocarina of Time, you guys were like, play Majora's Mask, and I was like, nah, I don't really can't because Ocarina of Time was just like so janky. Like, did I tell you guys about this bug I had where I think it's the Shadow Temple. Mm-hmm. You have to walk out. You have to walk out of the temple, right? But they allow you to teleport from inside the temple to other places, and it won't set off the scene trigger to continue the story unless you physically walk out. So I teleported out and walked around the entirety of Ocarina of Time.
That's one thing I hated about Ocarina.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I was like, that's like a gross oversight, but obviously 1998 games.
Yeah, like that's one thing I had an issue with, even like making an RPG Maker, is like you have to like put certain like checkpoints in certain areas. It's like, okay, you have to account for like a lot of things like QA wise or whatever. But like this is one guy making an RPG on his laptop, like this isn't like Nintendo,
We're making RPGs now?
I think when I do that for later on this year, Nick, definitely.
Please don't RPG Maker.
But yeah, I'm not taking on too many projects at once. Don't worry. But yeah, it's definitely in the works. But yeah, like that was really frustrating, and also not knowing where to go. I feel like Majora's Mask, you have more freedom because time is your oyster.
Yeah.
So
Majora's Mask is much less linear. Like, you can probably burn through the game pretty quickly as far as I know, but like the soul of the game is really in what's effectively the side quests. But like the main story is like, yeah, sure, save the world, whatever, who cares? But well, I'm sure a lot of people care about that, but like the good stuff is in like the side quests. And even the small like side quests, like there's a toilet hand that wants something, like there's lore behind that and like a story, like everything.
Dude, that's a whole chain of events.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it Yakuza effect.
There's a whole story behind like everything in that game.
Mm-hmm. We should do a Majora's Mask replay and then come back,
or a first play, because
first play.
I think
a lot of us haven't finished it.
The problem with that game for me is without, like, that game is really deep, so without exploring like every corner and possibility, there's a lot of stuff you probably just would not figure out without like a guide, or having, being a child and having nothing but free time on your hands.
Yeah, we figured it out as kids, like on the first or second try.
You 100% did Majora's Mask as a kid?
Yes, I ain't use no guides. I'm the only
Jesus
child.
Christ!
There's like two things, right? You need an infinite amount of time. Well, not infinite, like a lot of time. But also, like, there are other games out now, so most people aren't just playing like Majora's Mask. Because back then,
I'm amazing at Mega Man 2 because that's the only game I had.
Exactly, yeah, it's the only game I had, so you play the crap out of it,
I don't think Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game, though.
Are you?
It's
It's all about themes, right? It's like Man of Steel.
For you,
Sure.
Well, yeah.
Actually, you know what?
It was passable and it's garbage. So.
Right,
No. Listen. I want to hear Barry's take because Barry, unlocked some part of my brain that allowed me to enjoy those movies, even though they're booty bed or butt cheeks. So I like hearing Barry's takes.
I've only watched like Wonder Woman, and I've only watched like Man of Steel. So it's
Please,
not like
let's hear the Barry take for Breath of the Wild.
All right, so Breath of the Wild, right? It's only if you buy into like the timeline thing, right? With Zelda. Do you guys know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
And Ganon.
Where was it Skyward Sword? Yeah, and Ganon. So Skyward Sword was the first one, right? And then it breaks off at Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. There's 3 futures in that, right? It's the
So Breath of the Wild is like when everything comes back together into one timeline.
Oh.
Yeah. So then and then also like why everything breaks, like the game mechanics build into the theme, right? So it's like the Master Sword is supposed to be the strongest thing, and even that breaks, right? So it's supposed to be like are you guys aware of like how Lord of the Rings works? How like the actual like Lord of the Rings books is actually the winding down of magic?
What do you mean?
So
like
Lord of the
magic
Rings
is decaying?
Like, yeah, it's decaying, and so that's why the elves are leaving, and it's the Age of Man, right? So that's what Breath of the Wild is, right? So even like the Master Sword, it's like temporary, right? It's like strong, but then it like shatters and it comes back.
God,
so it's
so
actually
good.
Breath of the Wild is actually the winding down of magic in the Zelda world, which is why like Zelda is like pushing towards like science and like they're like explore this these machines, you know. So it's like
interesting.
So that's the whole idea. So that's why it's like a lot of like towns are like moving towards like this ancient technology. And then like, you know, like the gameplay wise, you can argue like, okay, like sure, it's like really like stiff and whatever, but you awoke from 100-year slumber. You're supposed to be like, as you are Link waking up, you are finding things out just as Link is, because it's like I don't know what the fuck anything is, right? And then the way it's designed, where it's like, so in like Witcher 3, right? You talk to someone, right? They give you a quest, right? And then they basically lead you to that quest, but everything is like based in like olden times, like in real life. So it's like, oh, like I heard there was a thing over there. Like I don't know exactly where it is, but it's in this area, and there's like the sighting, and you just like detective your way until you find that quest.
Yeah, you don't just go straight there because like the map told you to.
Yeah,
or something.
And then what else? Yeah, and then like basically they just let you run free. It's like the tutorial island is like, you know, that central place when you start the Shrine of Resurrection.
Yeah.
And then once you come off it, it's like, all right, cool. Like you could do whatever you want. You know, if you watch speedrunners, you can slingshot yourself straight into Ganon without even doing the tutorial, and then fight him with like, you know, a stick or a rock or something.
Here.
How many hours would you say you put into that game?
Maybe like 100 something probably.
Yeah.
Because there's the same thing with. I mean, it's the same thing as what you guys are saying with Majora's Mask. There's a lot of like side quests. You can like build a town. You know, you have to like recruit people to like fill the town. And then there's this guy called Beetle? I think his name is Mark Brown. He's like a game designer or whatever. But like he was explaining how this town, right, as you fill it with people, a different instrumental representing.
Oh, Terrytown? Yes.
Yeah, Terrytown. Yeah. So an instrumental representing each of the towns where the villager comes from is added to the orchestra. So when you collect all of the townsmen, it's like a whole, you know, orchestra kind of thing. Yeah, and then like exactly.
That's really cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot of like environmental storytelling, which I'm big on. It's like because I like Dark Souls and all that, and like Hollow Knight and whatever. So it's like when you look around, it's like whenever there's like that fire wizard person dancing around, you know, the enemy. It's like there's a burnt town nearby because they basically came.
That's true.
And it just massacres the town, and then you know that's it. Like, you know,
my work here is done. Time to go dance.
And then recipes. If you go to each tavern, there's a recipe like on the wall that you can like look at, and then you can make stuff. Just small things like that I really enjoy.
There's mad recipes in that game that I never touched because it wasn't the hearty durian. Actually, I even made that like its own game. Like, I feel like a lot of the time I wouldn't really register that I was playing Breath of the Wild because I'm just too busy collecting hardy durians and fighting Lionels. Like, when I streamed on Facebook, dang, I'm conflicted because I do love Breath of the Wild, but also, well, I don't know. I could play Breath of the Wild forever, but I won't be actively enjoying it, if you know what I mean. That's like the thing with me in open world games. Like, I was telling the rest of the squad last night, like, I didn't realize I had 74 hours in Phantom Pain. That's like 10 minutes of plot, but I'm out here in Afghanistan and Africa, you know, like trank darting people and just putting balloons on trucks. Like, I don't know what it is about certain open world games. Like, I don't register them as I'm playing them, but I'm addicted to it. I guess that's what I'll say. Breath of the Wild is addicting, but not like.
Well, here's the thing. Like I don't enjoy open world games. Like Phantom Pain, I didn't enjoy, and I'm like a pretty big Metal Gear fan. I played
Metal Gear guy, yeah.
Pretty much every single one. Like if you name one, I probably played it. But like I didn't enjoy it because it felt empty, right? But like Breath of the Wild, like if you're like, oh, I want to climb up that mountain, right? There's probably something up that mountain. There's like a little like Korok or like,
yeah, that's like one of the only open world games where I've actually seen that implemented like well. If you're climbing up, if you can climb up that mountain, like Skyrim, whatever, whack.
Yeah. Use your horse.
Yeah.
When I finally found the creature they put in to commemorate
Iwata?
Oh, yeah.
Iwata-san?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what the and it has 4 eyes, just like Iwata-san.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
they went that far, yeah. So
I think maybe the reason I don't think Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game is there's a lot of cute stuff, and I never even thought about that theming stuff or like a lot of that like cute stuff. Well, I guess maybe massacring a town isn't cute, but like I'm not a subtle person, like you guys probably know that, but like I appreciate that stuff. And other people pointed out, but I think the problem for me with that game is it doesn't really make you feel anything really. Like, I mean, I don't want to be like, you know, pretentious, like video games are art when they make you feel things, whatever. But like, my favorite games like kind of invoke a like kind of emotional response in like some way. Yeah, and Breath of the Wild doesn't really have anything that really does that, and maybe it's because like the story beats don't really exist. I think too much.
The story, they do exist, but I think they might be subtle because like this Zelda is also very much so a
the theme is nerd now.
Well, the theme is like hope, right? Because like it's supposed to be like like you know, like in Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse, you have Peter B. Parker, who's our Spider-Man, right? He's the one with like Coca-Cola's actually like Coca-Cola. It's like from our universe. So like he's the millennial Spider-Man, right? He was born 1991, right? And he's around like our age, and he's supposed to be like how millennials are, how they like feel depressed and they feel like they're burnt out and they feel like basically like all sorts of way, you know, because like it's like a weird period in time. So then like his redemption is that he just like keeps getting up and he keeps trying, yada 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 yada. So it's kind of like the same way with Breath of the Wild, because what happens is like Zelda is literally like trying everything that she can do to try to unlock the power, and she's being forced to even like unbearably be in cold water and like pass out, you know, in her like whatever little white dress thing. And then she's getting pressured by her father, who doesn't want to pressure her, but he is not attuned to magic because, you know, Zelda's mom died, so she's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be leading Zelda, but she's gone. So then like if you read like his diaries, like he's like today's the day I'm gonna tell her, don't be so hard on yourself, it's okay. And then that's when Ganon came, so it destroyed the castle before they could like, you know, reconcile. And then Zelda resents Link because Link seems like he's like a prodigy. He always knows what he's doing, but at the same time, like Link is not like a perfect being. Like he's just trying to do his best. He just works hard, and it just happened to work out for him. So then their bond is built on when Zelda finally realizes, like, oh, like he's also scared. He's just trying to do the right thing, and I shouldn't be jealous of him because he's succeeding, and that they can work together. And then that's when that love or whatever builds.
But Barry, that explain then why I love Rivali so much.
That's because you love yourself, and Rivali is like you. Therefore,
yeah, I was gonna say because he's an arrogant dick.
He's basically Falco before magic completely dwindles.
Oh man, yo, dude, thank you for that take, man. I'm definitely gonna look at it this way now. I mean, not to say that I wish I wish it was obvious, because some things I guess it's better that way. I was the kid in English class who definitely agreed with the teacher when they were like, "Oh, the door is red because it represents the revenge plot or whatever." Whenever people say no, but the door was red because Arthur liked red, I don't like those students. Yeah, sure, maybe the author did like red. Yeah, but you're in English class. You're supposed to be thinking and using your creativity to do this sort of thing. So I don't mind subtlety.
Yeah, 11th graders not known for subtlety. All right.
Oh, also it's also great. I mean, obviously Breath of the Wild is a contained game, but if we're talking about the theme of that time period, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the juxtaposition, right? It's supposed to be the opposite of the thing you compare to with Breath of the Wild. So if you complain about if you have issues with the jankiness and the weakness of everything in Breath of the Wild, if you play Age of Calamity, that's a fully formed Link with a fully formed Master Sword, and you're just decimating thousands of people at a time. So it's a nice oh, okay, that makes sense. And I guess you get to play the other heroes too, so it's you get to see what it was like to have Squad, just
before they perished.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
That's cool. I mean, I guess that's a good take, because I definitely I can't play Dynasty Warriors games anymore because I already played the one. I played the One Piece one, and I feel like I'm good. I got the idea. I got the gist.
And you got some One Piece is about.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to watch One Piece now. I already played the game, but I don't know. That does seem cool, since you can play the Zelda's Power Ranger squad. What were they called again? The Guardians? No.
The Power Ranger squad.
Wait, what?
No. Honestly, when there's one cutscene, they show one cutscene where Zelda is recruiting them, and it's it's Link, it's Daruk? No, or Daruk?
Daruk, yeah.
Daruk, Mifa,
Urbosa, yeah.
Yeah, and you see the 5 of them. Bro, I'm sure there's fan art somewhere of the 5 of them in Ranger gear. You know what I mean? Dang. Man.
That's why Breath of the Wild is my favorite game. It's actually not only my favorite Zelda, it's probably my favorite game of all.
First result, Felix.
Really? Oh boy, hold on.
Yeah,
boy.
I guess this is more meme than game, so
let me see this crap. Wow! Oh, that's awesome.
That is pretty sick.
Rivali got
but it's not Mifa though. It's his brother.
Oh, this is the new Guardians.
Yeah.
Still. It's funny.
Man, I was so disappointed by Teba, whatever his name is, the Rivalvi's successor.
Oh, yeah, he was
I mean, I heard a lot of content got cut from I heard that's the one complaint that I usually hear about Breath of the Wild, is that they wish that the Rito storyline was more fleshed out, and the same for the Gorons.
Yeah, I think it shows up more in I haven't finished
Calamity
because I've been working a lot, but it's more fleshed out. I think you get to see their personalities and who they are and stuff like that.
Like, yeah, like I want to know why Tiba's so angsty and like quiet and aloof and or whatever. Like, like I want to see that stuff. And I guess it was cute, the little Goron kid, whatever.
Oh yeah,
bro. Yeah. I'm surprised like there's not more content about him because he was adorable, and I wish he was around more.
I wonder if it's because people like, at least in my experience, like that was the last place I went, and like as soon as I finished like the Goron arc, I was like, all right, I'm done with this game.
Time to beat the game.
At the end. So like yeah, by that point I was like, I wasn't like worn out with the game, but like
yeah,
I was good.
I mean,
so,
a lot of it is
I just
also
didn't
like
appreciate him as much. Yeah,
a lot of it is like Wizard of Ozzy, right? Because the new squad is like lacks what the old squad had, and like their like biggest, like their biggest like known trait. So like, the new Goron kid is like not as
tough.
It's not as tough, yeah. Like exactly, like Daruk, and then supposedly like through like Link and like their adventures together, he gets a little more tough. Because this dude Daruk is always training in Age of Calamity. He's like always trying to train.
I'm like looking at these pictures. Damn, this is so cool. Oh, freaking more to the Power Rangers analogy. Bro, they literally have mechs. Can you imagine if the freaking legendary beasts could combine?
Yeah, there's a lot of
how do you know they can? Maybe we'll see that in Breath of the Wild too.
That's true.
That might be what makes them legendary.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool like reference. There's a reference for probably every Zelda game also within Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Like that's one thing I love about Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. Like they're like, Nintendo was like, all right, we're coming out with this new console, bro. We're gonna go ham with our two top IPs right now, bro. I remember there's like
you wait till Metroid comes out. I
mean,
Metroid's a pretty cool guy.
My first Metroid experience was the GBA, the first GBA one with the creepy.
Oh, Mission Zero or whatever.
No,
Fusion Keeper.
Fusion, yes. Where like that alien takes over your
the
armor
blob thing.
And I actually felt fear playing a GBA game. Like what? Like every time she was on screen, I was like, "Oh, let me get out of here." Nope, sorry, bye. Like that was like my intro to Metroid, and then after that, I got Prime, and I still haven't beat it to this day. I haven't beaten Prime.
Metroid always had this history of being scary.
Which that's actually true because I had a similar experience with except mine was the Game Boy one, and like then like you fight the first Metroid you fought, you like run into a Metroid, right? Like the blobby looking jellyfish thing, and it like evolves, and like you're like, what the hell? These things aren't supposed to be able to do, and they keep evolving throughout the series, and like they get like tougher and tougher to be. So when you like found one, you're like, nah, like you do a 180 and like get the hell out of there until like your rockets are all full and shit. So I guess that game was always a little spooky.
So everyone has Super Metroid now because of Nintendo Online. Just boot it up.
Yeah.
The title screen has dead bodies on it.
Bad. All right, for you, Barry, I'm gonna play through these games.
And then like the first day, you like go into like the station, and then there's just like dead bodies everywhere and like bloodiness, and then like you hit the button or whatever, you fight Ridley, and then space pirates appear out of nowhere. Like it's mad creepy.
That's another game that has like some subtle things in it that are really cute. Like when you get the super jump. Like, I'm such an idiot. Like, the game keeps showing you a tutorial of what to do in a subtle way, and
it's Nintendo, yep.
It just whooshed right. It whooshed right over me, and I felt like I read it and I felt so dumb. I was like, oh, right. But yeah, Super Metroid's still really good. I played it a few years back. It holds up very well.
Sorry. Every time I booted up Prime, like I enjoyed that being like here your game file is prepared, it's loaded, here you go, your Sam's again. But then like every time I'd run into the space pirates, I would really, really get scared because the lights would start flickering and stuff. So I would like, nope.
Bro, that's what
my 7th grade ass was like, nope, GameCube off.
That game, not like that game is easy. Like at least back then, I don't remember being easy at any point. But like when the space pirates show up, like that shit gets really real. Like I struggled, and then those guys show up, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not beating this game. You have like you feel like hard because you got like 6 energy tanks, and then like you fight like 2 pirates, and it's like, and they're gone.
Jesus, man.
But man, that downloading data and stuff, I don't know, that was just so satisfying. Just
yes,
the sound it makes,
collecting data. Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen this before.
That was probably the reason why I couldn't beat Prime, because I'm very like OCD with the collecting things. So I just literally tried to scan everything every 2 seconds.
It was necessary.
If I kill the boss, I can't scan it. Yeah, no. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I guess, would they make is it going to be Metroid Prime, or is it going to be like another Metroid game that Nintendo is working on? It's Metroid Prime 4? Let me see.
I think it's Prime 4.
I mean,
yeah, it's going to be Prime 4, I'm pretty sure. Which I was going to say about Breath of the Wild, that's crazy because they've never made a 2 of Zelda game. Have they? Well, I guess
Zelda 2?
Yeah, Zelda 2, but like that's not the same. That's not even remotely the same game as Zelda. So does that like count?
Because like they've had sequels before, but not like a 2. Is it going to be the name?
The Legend of Zelda 1.
Who knows?
2.
Who knows if they're gonna rename it?
True, they could rename it, but I wonder if it'll like because Majora's Mask was the exact same engine as Ocarina of Time, but nothing alike in terms of like. Well, I can't say nothing alike, but it was very different. So I wonder if Breath of the Wild will take like a very different approach.
And they also, Spirit Tracks. Well, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks were the same universe, right? Or timeline?
Yeah, that's what do you call it? That's the what's the cartoon
Toon Link?
Yeah, what's Toon Link from?
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, thank you. Yeah,
the one that all the freaking annoying Nintendo fanboys and girls were like, "Duh, well, we want the serious Link. Dude, why is this cartoony Link here?" And then it turned out to be one of the greatest Legend of Zelda games of all time.
And then they made super edgy Twilight Princess.
Wait, no, oh god, dang, Sean's not here. Oh, listen, Sean, I hope you're listening to the replay of this. Twilight Princess is one of the worst video games. Not just Zelda games, worst video games I've ever had this pleasure of encountering. Bro, like, it's I don't even, I can't even articulate, Barry comes in here, he does this amazing freaking essay topic, tell you guys how Breath of the Wild is amazing. But I hear Twilight Princess, and all I hear is TP toilet paper.
If you wanna go down a rabbit hole, I think Twilight Princess has like a crazy amount of video essays on it. Like it's supposed
that was going to be my suggestion. I mean, that's the solution to everything. Like somebody somewhere
will they make it hype it up? Will they hype it up?
I think so. You
think they'll convince me otherwise?
I think Twilight Princess comes after Majora's Mask in the timeline.
People will stand for anything, Felix.
No, okay, all right. So even if like one of these amazing YouTube video essayists who keep me, alive during this COVID time, like even if they convince me that like, oh, this theme is why this does this and whatever, it was still so unpleasant to play. Do you know what I mean?
That's like a separate issue, right? Because like there are games that do both well, there are games that do one well, and there's games that do nothing well, right? So it's like. Where on that spectrum is it?
Like, bro, like I don't remember caring about a single character. they keep on showing you like this other girl from like your first village who isn't Zelda. Oh, first off, hold on. I'm not against Zelda games not really making Zelda important. Freaking my favorite Zelda game is Link's Reawakening. All right, Zelda's not even in that game. However, Zelda is in this game, and she's just like the most. She's not even an important character. She's just kind of there. She's like, oh, this is a Legend of Zelda game. I have to be present. Same with Ganondorf. You know what I mean? And then they have your first girl, best girl, whatever. I don't care about her. I don't. I'm Link. I'm working on a farm. The freaking intro is way too long. It's like Kingdom Hearts 2 tier, like opening. You know what I mean? Like I'm a farmhand. I don't care. And then like these people I don't care about. Yeah, right. That crap. Like the people I don't care about get kidnapped, and you want me to go save them, and I have to freaking fight this freaking monkey with this huge ass red butt to like save this kid I don't care about. I don't care. And then Midna shows up, and everyone freaking fanboys and fangirls for Midna because she's so cool and she's sarcastic and she smirks. Who cares? She's a villain at this point. When you meet Midna, she's a bad person. She's over here. She's like, oh, whatever. I'm gonna use you. And then it's like. It's one of those things where, like, you know how people love Bakugo from My Hero? Why?
I hate those people.
I don't care. I don't care about you, Midna. I don't care how sexy you look when you transform. In fact, I could even argue that you look, sexier before you transformed into a person.
Problematic alarm.
To bring back the conversation about furries earlier. I understand, like, the color scheme or whatever, the freaking Call of Duty color scheme in this game, it's appropriate for the game because it, ties into the Twilight or whatever. Wait, actually, I take that back. The game, before the Twilight even becomes an issue, the game is still freaking desaturated as hell. Like, I don't think, like, when I see Link, I should be able to, like, dude, that's the hero of, like, that's the hero. He's wearing green, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, greenish brown. It's gray as far as I'm concerned. Everything is like this weird, annoying bloom to it.
This is back in the day. What are you doing? This is like the early to mid 2000s aesthetic.
Bro, people were really creaming their pants over this game, and I played it on Wii and Wii U, and like, it's just I don't know. Like I want to like it. I wanted to. It just took me years to beat it. And like, this is someone who purchased Breath of the Wild twice and beat it both times. I have it on the Wii U. I have it on the Switch. Oh God. I would not be buying Twilight Princess again. They'd have to like the only reason I got it was for the amiibo, as far as I'm concerned. Because the version I got came with the Wolf Link amiibo, which is pretty cool. But like, oh, I didn't even talk about Wolf Link. Wolf Link is the worst thing they've done in a Zelda game.
Yeah, that was a weird direction. I know, like, every game has a gimmick, but, like, what?
Bro, in freaking Link Between Worlds, turning into a picture or turning into, like, some graffiti, that was cool as hell, and they kept on finding different ways to implement it and make it useful. That was so cool.
What, did they turn Link into Sonic the Werehog?
Oh, God.
I want to comment, but I didn't play that Sonic, so I can't poop on it. But yes, essentially the werehog gimmick. Ugh. Oh, okay. So as a wolf, you can see what you smell. Oh, I can follow scents now, and you can dig in holes. Ooh, cool.
Nice.
And one thing they don't really comment on, and I think I complained to you guys before about this situation. It's like, not, how like in Zelda, like if you get a new weapon, they show you how to use it, and it's like, so you get used to it, so you become used to this weapon. Like, okay, now I have the boomerang. Now there's a bunch of things I can target above me that I can hit in the same room, right? With Wolf Link, you can walk tight ropes, and you are taught this, and then it doesn't come into play again until like the final couple of hours of the game. Bro, I had totally forgotten you can walk tight ropes. Why would I see a rope and think, oh, well, let me just turn into a wolf? Because at this point of the game, you're not like turning into a wolf that often. You know what I mean? That too. They have like this function of the game where you freaking turn into a wolf to sing, to howl at the moon, and it summons certain things. Like it doesn't happen enough that it's like, okay, this is like a big deal. Like it's like, I guess like they just thought about, this was cool in Wind Waker, so let's put this in this game. It's just so it amounts to nothing. It's just there for no reason, and I just I don't want to sound angry, but
you do.
Too late.
I am. Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, Link's Reawakening. I'll even play what's the Age game?
Age of Empires.
I played Oracle of Ages. Excuse me, I meant to say Oracle, not Age of Empires. Age of Seasons is the one I played. I didn't play Oracle of Ages. Oracle of Seasons is the one I played. Yeah. So I'd be down to play the original. Like, they don't have to remake it before I play Twilight Princess again.
It tracks that you like those games because they're very much the flavor of Link's Awakening. Well, I guess Reawakening in your case, but yeah.
That's it. I'm done. That's it.
Damn.
No, actually, I'm not done. I'm having fun with Skyward Sword. I'm not finished either. Skyward Sword, everyone was pooping on, but where I am in Skyward Sword, I've had fun until now. Like, yeah, the freaking controls are janky, but it's a Wii game that comes with the territory. Do you know what I mean? Like, the game itself.
Is that Lefty Zelda? Lefty Link.
That's Righty Zelda or Righty Link. Yeah.
No, Lefty. You mean?
No, they for the
He's normally
whichever version I'm playing, they made sure they're like, okay, a lot of people who play this game are right-handed, so let's make sure that. Yeah, they switched it to the version that I'm playing.
That's funny.
That's funny because I think in Brawl, it's Lefty.
Well, yeah, like freaking like Link is iconically like the left-handed video game character. Like, they go out of their way to make sure you remember that. So,
which is okay. See, this is how I know I don't do subtlety, because I did not know that, and that's not even subtle. That's like,
yeah,
it's not outright told to me.
Yeah, one of them uses like an opposite dominant hand.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. I forget the reason why they made him left-handed. It was like something to do with like
It probably has to do with the motion.
No. I mean like Link in general.
Oh,
probably
like
something weird with like. Well, when did that first start? Was that the first Zelda or like?
I believe. Wait, why is?
I wonder if it was something with like sprite inversions or something.
Maybe.
Like why DJ's pants say maximum instead of a mantis.
Yo, when you guys first told me that, I was like, that is genius. Yo, you really had to like really rack your brain with these older games to like use what little you had. I know we're mentioning the freaking Pokemon Gold and Silver thing. That's definitely like the first example that comes to mind. With like taking this little amount of data, or this huge amount of data, and making it as small as possible so I can put it on a cartridge to sell.
Millions
but
of
I still
copies.
have Topanga open. Oh, there we go. I ever tell you guys how I got Pokemon Red and Blue at the same time for Christmas?
Yep.
Oh God. That's...
And then you also got, what was it, Sun and Moon at the same time?
Oh, then X and Y.
X and Y.
The girl I was seeing at the time was like, "Oh, hey, he likes video games. Let's get them both." And it's so funny because like you can't explain to non-gamers that there's no point. Well, see, there was a point in like Red and Blue days.
And then there's
like,
Michelle.
Yeah. I gave my Y to Michelle, I think.
Well, hang on. She buys both versions on purpose, though. So I don't know if that counts. Even though
how many DSs does she have again?
Mish, how many DSs did you have? She's counting on her fingers. So
that answers. That's fine. That's
4.
Is that four DS? How many 3DSs?
2. You made me so lucky.
Oh yeah, I made her sell one.
Wow.
And then she wanted to fucking
give up on her hobbies.
That's wild.
I mean, okay.
She's a collector.
That's fine. That's true because we do, Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because we do get on Rakim as well for collecting.
I mean,
that guy, I'm starting to suspect it's a problem for him. No,
he bought 1,000 games for $10, and I'm like, you're not playing any of those games.
I don't know. I feel like we're in this age where like there are so many games that are accessible. It just reminds me of how like I did not care about games that I played when I got my flash card for the DS.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, some of them.
For playing completely legal backups that you owned.
Yeah, correct. Thank you for clarifying that one, Adrian. But no, for real, like I would just get this game, beat it, or not even beat it. Like I'd get it just to like, oh, it runs on this, platform, cool. And then that's it. Like I remember playing. That's how I played the Ace Attorney games. That's how I played The World Ends With You. But other than that,
wow, that's
like,
a title.
yeah.
Oh, I still have to play that.
That got a sequel?
No, it's
well, they're working on a
remaster.
sequel now.
Yeah,
It's coming out soon.
Got a Switch remaster recently.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But no, yeah, they're definitely coming out with a sequel soon. I think this year, next year. But that's one of my favorite games in terms of aesthetic, because everyone likes everything Japan, right? And like it's very like street culture. These are what like these punks, this is how they dress in Japan. They worry about what restaurants they're going to. They're worrying about like social media, that stuff. And now imagine that with fuse that with Bleach, like having been a dead person and like trying to get a Shinigami or what it's like that. I like it. I think it's cool.
Oh yeah,
I like games
Shinigami and Bleach. Yes.
Like I don't know, like it's I like when the game is all about flair. Like that's one reason why I like Splatoon, because like everyone has their own freaking gear and they look cool and it's got its own life,
I'm not gonna lie, when you first started talking about like Japanese culture and all that stuff, I was like, wait, we're talking about Yakuza or
oh no Yakuza? Oh god, man. I'm such a big fan of that game series without even properly playing like 2 of them. Like I've played 1.5 Yakuza games and I'm still like, bro, this franchise it's so Japanese, dude.
There's like what, 10 games or something now?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Like you don't need to play that many Yakuza games, you're okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I guess one reason why I like it a lot, bro. I'm looking at Chug play on the side.
Yeah, this is disorienting.
Oh my God. He's why is he so good? But no, yeah.
Practice.
Like, yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah. Honestly,
that's true.
Imagine. Oh my God, that turnaround. All right. Anyway.
Like these games have made me look into like actual Yakuza. Like before, I was just very, how like how I imagine like white people or any non-black person really like looks at something when they see a black person and they're like, whoa, that black guy does this. This is how I imagine all black people act. You know what I mean? Like I felt one way about Yakuza before these games, and then like now, like I look into it and it's like, wow, these are actual human beings. They have like they don't just do like how like they treated like the Black Panthers as just some angry militant group of black people. No, they like they ran like food drives and like they did all this stuff to like help the community, and like that's what I learned about the Yakuza. I mean, yeah, sure they did all terrible things like child trafficking, but I'm sure that's not every family of Yakuza. You know what I mean? Like it's like the mob. There's different families and different groups and different clans, and I'm really glad that I looked into it. Like, but like more on like the cult thing the Cam and I were talking about, like freaking.
How do we come back to this?
Every time, like every video I've seen about like a Yakuza like needing to like chop off one of his fingers.
Yep.
They're like, yeah. So how'd you feel about that? And he's like, whatever. Like freaking, this is my job. This was like, I dishonored the clan, so it was just like
it was inevitable.
Bro,
right, exactly. It's like,
the 2 hours I saw of Yakuza today, that came up twice. I was like, huh?
Chopping off your fingers?
Yeah.
Like,
you know
that
what
much
the
of a
utility
thing?
that is, right?
Yeah.
You know what the utility of that is, right?
No.
Like, you know why they do it, right? It's because
the thumb.
No, you're supposed to chop off your. I think it's the pinky finger.
Yeah, it's
because when you cut off your pinky finger, your sword swinging hand is the strength is diminished. So you rely more on the group. So you have to rely on the group.
Wow.
Huh. Why does everything have to be a fucking theme with you, man?
Wow,
why does
people
everything have
just
to be
go around doing things randomly? People don't do things for reasons, man.
Maybe you don't.
I mean, I almost said that's awesome, but like, wow, that's Jesus.
Way deeper,
but no, like I was
deeper than I thought it was.
No, like I'm just more enthralled by like how like such conviction they do it with. Like, oh, I messed up. I dishonored the Tojo clan, so now I got to do this. Like like you never see someone like try to talk their way out of it. It's always like, well, I'm a Yakuza. This is what I gotta do.
Yeah. What are you gonna like leave? Try to live life on the up and up?
Right. Oh, well, see, a lot of the interviews I saw were about Yakuza who now have to live on the up and up because they got expelled or like they left. Because like it's not like you're just trapped there forever. Like there's like different circumstances. Yeah. Like I'm sure like some people would like let you leave if there's like a certain reason why you want to leave. Mm-hmm. But like it's not like what do they blood say or something? They jump you and jump you out or whatever. I forget the expression. But like yeah, like these guys like I don't know. Like I'm glad that these games are like getting popular in the West at the very least, if they're not already like at their peak. Because like now people will get to learn more. Like freaking, it's not like Ace Attorney where they just removed every smidgen of Japanese culture in that game. You know, like come on, you can leave Japanese stuff in there. Like people can do with like knowing about more than just Americans.
The horror.
I thought you were gonna say without removing all of the law in Ace Attorney.
Well, yeah. See, that's another thing. Like, I feel like if they left the game hella Japanese, then people would be speaking about how like people would think about, oh wait, the law systems are different in each country. It's not like this is illegal there. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that discussion would be more accessible if they did that. But nope, it's just, oh, you see that huge freaking clearly Japanese architecture? No, it's San Francisco. Like whatever.
And what's funny is the erasure of like anything Japanese in that game didn't even work. Like no one cares about that game unless you're like a weeb or Japanese. Like you don't care about Phoenix, right?
Yeah, it could be so much more, and I was just so saddened by the fact. I mean, like, there's that one game where it's literally like the feudal era, and like there's but like except for that one, like, man, I don't know, whatever. People learn more about your bubble. That's my take.
Leave your bubble. Learn that not everyone eats pizza folded over.
That's in New York. I think New Yorkers know this themselves. That's a thing that only we do. Yes, I'm saying I'm a New Yorker, Nick.
Yeah.
I've made the full transition. I think I made my bones.
Of course you're in New York. What the hell, dude?
No, he's a Texan or Panamanian or something.
No, those places. Yeah, but no, like I don't know, like that is definitely one thing I dislike about. I know Cam has the same complaint all the time about like New Yorkers acting like the world is New York. Granted, like a lot of media treats New York that way, so like New Yorkers have a complex, but
fair, yeah.
Like, no, that there are places that aren't like this. People are usually kind in other places.
Nah, the entire world is Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
This is even the Bronx.
In New York, like, that's different. Like all the places are like different. Like if you're like an actual New Yorker, you understand that there are differences, which is why we bicker about each borough all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing you guys do. Yeah.
Yeah, even within a borough, like some neighborhood, you'll bicker. It's just the way it is. It's just. Celebrating.
I'm glad I live in the black suburbs of Queens where nothing happens. No one has any opinion. I'm neutral.
Yeah, totally.
Let's go.
Yeah, totally.
And it is nice.
It is nice. Dang, what was it?
Come to the Bronx.
That's okay.
Come to Brazil.
I shouldn't say that because I always defend the Bronx because every time I go to the Bronx, you know what it is about the Bronx? There's so much freaking amazing art and like creativity in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll always.
The Bronx has a lot of character.
Yes.
That's the thing that's really nice about it.
Like it's like the Bronx houses is the home to a lot of quote unquote acceptable Florida men. You know what I mean?
We ain't Florida men. We are no Florida men. We have Bronx men.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Because
you know what I mean. It takes a certain type of person to do the stuff that y'all be doing out there.
It says People in Brooklyn.
Listen, I have long forsaken that place. Okay. I like had to return for something for like an errand I was running for my mom, and then I was just like having the worst time. I was like, ugh.
Yo, I'm telling you, Queens is the best, man. Queens is the best.
Oh.
The best for us.
Food. Queen has the best food.
Putting it out there, not saying it's the best. The best for
Queens
us.
is the best, period.
Don't start this, Bray. Don't open up this wormhole. Don't open up this.
Christine texted me and said, if there's anything interesting to talk about, let me know. And I'm about to.
Oh God.
All right, bring her in.
Michelle's in the other room, like her ears are perking up.
I don't know.
We
have the conversation. We have this conversation like every goddamn week. We don't need to publish it.
Oh God.
We have Burrow.
Put it in the podcast.
Bros.
Put it in the podcast.
Yeah, yo.
All right. So how about Jersey though?
Jersey? Yeah. Tell us about Jersey, guys. What's that like?
It's a place.
We're not gonna meme on the condition of that place, because I remember growing up here, like it was always like the butt of all the jokes.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's
You
a
live in
garbage
Jersey? Oh, see, there it goes.
Wow. There it is.
Yeah, I've heard that about Staten Island and New Jersey.
Well, it's true about
Staten Island's a part of New Jersey. That's exactly why.
Oh God.
There's I know there's probably actual landfills out here somewhere. I don't know.
In 2016, there are now 4 boroughs in New York City.
Oh my God.
Wait, what about Hoboken?
Hoboken is just that's Manhattan like Junior.
Yeah.
That's the LIC of New Jersey.
Yeah, there you go. It's like the LIC of New Jersey, because they have their PATH train station and like their view of the skyline from the other side, and that's about it. So they have their a shit ton of their Starbuckses and whatnot. Like, so it's just and insanely expensive housing. It's just another Williamsburg.
Oh God.
Hey, but that place.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound very angry.
There's good food in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know, but there's good food everywhere, so. Whatever.
Except instead of actual Williamsburg with the immigrant populations that were displaced, it's like hella. Yeah.
Oof. Wait, I have a question. Do you guys have any Californian friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're transplants, but yeah, quite a few actually.
Okay, so when the topic of where you guys are from comes up, right? How quickly does it evolve into tacos? The conversation.
Never.
Really, never? Bro,
Never,
I have
Never.
I have like 3 Cali friends, right? And every time, like we discuss like where we're from or whatever, like the few times I went to Cali to visit them or whatever, or they came over here. Always talk about tacos. They're like, oh, freaking New York tacos they don't know about tacos. Like, I don't know. Like, if you guys don't know about that, then like,
I've heard a little bit about that, and same for like other types of food, like Viet food is supposed to be like leaps and bounds better in that area, which again makes sense. It's proximity to the actual location, so like sure that tracks.
And also like the immigrant communities. But
I pretty much say that like New York City rather, and LA, like they always get compared. They're different flavors of the same dessert, as I like to say.
But I can still get a bomb ass bowl of pho out here. So
true, yeah.
In Jersey?
Well, no, I'm in Queens now. But,
oh shoot!
Here, visiting for my sister's birthday. Hey,
bro,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Ooh.
In my brain, I was like, oh, shoot, I should just, like, roll up, forgetting that there's, like...
Yeah, right, yeah, I heard that in your voice for a second. I was like...
There was, like, 3 feet of snow outside.
That's the only... Yeah, that's not the only thing stopping you, though. Like...
so theoretically, all right, so what you're saying is...
No, please don't. There's, like, multiple issues
Just bike through the snow. You're good.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten tested in a while. Okay. Honestly, full transparency, I've never gotten tested. So
me neither. Well, actually, no, that's why.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I haven't gotten tested either, and I
wait. What?
In the room.
That's actually kind of crazy that you haven't, of all people. I got the saliva test from work. It's like I don't want to say it's a fake test, but like whatever.
Barry.
What's
so
up?
Like where you work, do they just like have the test available and like if anybody feels like taking it, they do, or like do they just like test people if they get sick or what up?
I mean, honestly speaking, like there isn't really a reason to get tested because it's like if you're symptomatic, you just quarantine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you technically don't have to get tested. You just quarantine for like 14 days. You can like for peace of mind. It's like, oh, I definitely have coronavirus.
So if you get a cold,
they do have
quarantine for 14 days for no fucking reason.
I mean, because it's like, because it's like,
that's not
it's
no
like
reason.
what number? I mean, number one, it's like you're sick anyways, but number two, it's like, think about it this way, right? If you have coronavirus, you're coming into a place where like you can spread your coronavirus. Like that's like it doesn't make sense to necessarily do that. You know,
but also,
like,
hold on a moment. But like, if you're saying what you're saying essentially is if you're sick, you should stay home, and this is America.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
work.
That's literally been my argument for like a solid almost year, right? Because it's like, well, if we had all these like things set up like other countries, like it wouldn't be as bad in America, where we're geographically isolated, and you know, like we have like, I mean, not New York City, obviously, but in other places, like you have to drive to even like be near a human being. So it's like weird that we have so many cases.
Yeah.
Preaching to the choir here. Preaching to the choir here.
Oh god.
But, yeah, I mean that's to your point though. It is funny, like the one of the least geographically dense places in America got like the highest per capita, like North Dakota or South Dakota, one of the two. Like,
wait, really?
Yeah, they like it was like 1 in like 20 people got it there or something ridiculous. I bet don't check me on that figure, but it was like something insane for a while.
Well, part of it is like that also means like, oh, people have to grocery shop in like one spot, right?
Yeah.
So then everyone, you know, has to like grocery shop there, and then if you don't believe in, you know, any of
COVID.
this, then it's like, then it's like, well, that's problematic, and then that's like it's very unfortunate. But North Dakota is also one of those places where it's like relatively like rural compared to everywhere else, so it's like you don't have the medical resources to play around. Yeah, you play around, so it's like, all right, problematic.
And also, like, you know, Fox News. Anyway.
Oh, it's all about Newsmax now, my guy.
So hard to catch up. You guys, any of you guys watch Shawnhead?
I have, yeah. I have watched several of her videos.
Any of the later ones?
Like Hell Worlds and whatnot?
I was looking at her video where she went to the
the rally before. Yeah.
Before this the shit went down.
Like
Yeah, and she's like talking to all these Trumpies. I didn't feel comfortable with how so many of them were actual human beings.
What do you mean? They're all actual human beings.
Listen, I am a brain-dead leftist, okay? All of the Trumpies are all the same. They're all idiots, and, you know...
no, they are idiots, because actual people are idiots.
No, like that's what I'm saying, Dean. Like in this video, she's, like, talking to... Like, a lot of them had opinions that I didn't think that they would. You know what I mean? And, like, they're, like, not all of them were rabid. Like, I'm going to, like, you know, keep my distance because they were Trumpies. That they are Trumpies, rather. Excuse me. But like at the same time, I was like, oh, okay. You don't think that all black people are, you know, should be incarcerated, or all women belong in the kitchen?
A lot of them,
that sort of thing.
The thing is, a lot of them are It's funny. Actual patriots. So they do.
So okay, if I like think about what exactly the core reason that they showed up for that rally would be, it's because they believe the election was stolen. If you truly believe that the election was like stolen for whatever batshit reasons that you believe that, that's a very, very serious issue. You don't have to want to reinstate slavery to show up for a rally if you believe the election was stolen.
Right.
Because that's something that's very serious in and of its face. But yeah. It's stupid that they believe that. But
they do.
yeah, it doesn't it doesn't
what
mean that everything else that goes along with them is all of the worst of the Trump things.
Yeah.
Here's how I would contextualize that. Don't think of it as politics, right? Think of it as this, right? You come into the emergency room and you have like this excruciating chest pain, right? Like it literally feels like you're dying, taking your breath away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the tests come back and say that you're not having a heart attack, right? But you're still like, your body is still like kind of telling you like it feels like you're fucking about to die because of a heart attack. So then it's like the medical science says you're not having a heart attack, right? And it could be something else, right? But then your body is like telling you like, wow, like I am definitely having a heart attack. So then it's like, it kind of like, there's that like cognitive dissonance where you're like, your brain is like, I don't know who to believe now. Like, should I get like a second opinion, right? Like that's kind of like what's happening. So it's like, like if you thought like literally like the immigrants were actually like taking your jobs and like, the person that actually won the election like had it stolen, then it's like, yeah, I guess the appropriate response would be an insurrection, right? So I would think of it that way. I mean, like whether that's based in reality is a different story, but it's like they definitely do feel like, like something has happened. So then their response is to, I mean, that's how you know they like truly believe in it.
Bro, yeah. I know I told the rest of the squad here, but Barry, I don't know if I told you about the time that like I was like just like really like smacked off my ass all the time, and in that state, I'm suggestible like regularly, but like in that state it's worse, So I'm on YouTube, and like I don't have YouTube bread, I don't have paper like that. Come on, but so they're showing me the ads. I don't have ads. Well, yeah, no. Okay, so they showed me an ad where it's like they show like a street, and it's just like freaking, it's bumper to bumper, and like everyone's honking their horns, and they're like overcrowding an issue. It's because of the immigration issues that we have in this country. Vote for Trump. And I was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. I'm like, wait, why am I giving this in the light of the time of day? Any other time I would have been like, this is stupid. This is just freaking propaganda. But like at that time, I was just like, maybe there is an issue. Maybe we should build that wall. You know what I mean?
Take my money.
Marijuana was a mistake. That's why it's called a dog whistle. It's suggestive of.
If the wall isn't going to help in Texas, it's definitely in Arizona. It's definitely not going to. They built the wall in Texas. It's not going to do shit in New York. I will tell you.
No. But like the thing is like if I was like, if my like opinion was like swayed for like 0.2 seconds, in that state. I'm just imagining what it's like for people who like actually like
who are on
down
meth,
there
like 18 hours a day.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? They see that small ass commercial without any context. Literally, the commercial was only the freaking traffic jam. That was it. And I can just see someone being up in arms about that. Like, yeah,
the immigrants are causing traffic.
Yeah, there's too many of them there. Get rid of the Mexicans. They're clogging up our roads.
Wait, hold on. People who can't get driver's licenses?
Oof.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Because then it'll be like, oh, yeah, they're unregistered and they drive anyway without a driver's license.
Yeah, I think they can get them now in like NYC, but yeah.
But it starts with a small idea, right? Where it's like, oh, yeah, traffic. I hate sitting in traffic. Yeah, immigrants are to blame.
Right, yeah, it's just like that.
It's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like a small idea.
Take something you don't like, associate it with people, that you don't like, and there you go.
It's like it's systematic. It's genius. Like,
oh hey, it's like when they made marijuana illegal. Anyway,
bro,
black people use marijuana. I don't like black people. Let's make marijuana illegal.
Yep.
Let's make black people illegal.
Yeah, like
whoa,
that.
Whoa,
like
whoa, whoa.
To put it shortly, that was the chain of events, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Reagan.
What was the quote that we've probably all read a million times by now? Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did.
Wait. Who was that, bro?
Some strategizer.
No.
Something.
Actually, no. Let me not look at that because I'm already looking at the cult documentary.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on
one
another
thing at a time. Yeah. Too much truth is not good for you.
I like being semi-woke, not like actual woke.
Richard Nixon A. John Ehrlichman.
You don't want to reach the truth, Felix.
It's true. I don't. Like I often think about, you know how like I've been looking at Matrix videos lately. I often ask myself, would I have been a cipher? Like I would never sell people out. I don't think. Well, I would. BP related, like I would sell out to get money because that way we would all eat. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would never sell you guys out. I would never sell my family out. So like outside of that, I feel like I relate to Cypher. You know what I mean? Like I would definitely want to be eating that steak. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because like he's out there. He's had enough of the nutritional goop.
Yeah, like I don't want to eat like. No, yeah, I want the woman in the red dress. I want steak. I want wine. I don't care about what like listen, like whatever. Especially after like, the deleted scenes or whatever where like it's obvious where like Morpheus might have been like off his rocker with like multiple the ones. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I definitely would have pulled a cipher.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention the world like humans left behind is a complete crapshoot anyway. Like there's a reason the machines were like, you guys got to go in timeout for a bit.
That oatmeal looks delicious though.
You would eat that goop, Dean?
Yeah.
Yo, Dean. Yo, Dean.
Oh, I forgot. Never mind. You eat kale.
Do you still have your 8-pack or
my what?
Your 8-pack.
8-pack?
8-pack Legends.
No,
I knew that was coming. Oh my lord.
8-pack abs.
Am I re-downloading that now?
Nope.
I mean, I'd be down to play actually.
If you want to play with Barry, sure. I would probably sooner play Fortnite. All the time, yo. I would sooner play Fortnite, honestly.
Wait. Is Apex as bad as like Fortnite with the downloads? The updates, I mean.
Are you watching Fortnite right now?
So what'd you say, Phil?
No, like, so what I'm saying is I would play Apex if the updates weren't as bad as Fortnite.
I mean, they update every season because they add stuff.
Okay, season-wise doesn't sound that bad. I feel like
they don't do too often. I mean, think about it. My internet is trash, so I can only tolerate like a seasonal update, unless something is like broken.
All right, so now we know we're down to play Apex, but back to Dean's 8-pack.
Also Fortnite, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
I don't have no 8-pack.
Do you have oatmeal for breakfast every day? Are you soaking your oats right now?
No, I just use the instant oatmeal from Quaker Oats. That's still from work.
Yo, you could save so much money. Yeah.
It tastes better too.
Tiffany turned into some freaking one of those IG fit babes, and like she's just telling me how I'm soaking my oats for tomorrow. I'm like, soaking your oats? What? Just grab one of the freaking packages or whatever, the instant packages, and just throw that in the microwave. What?
It's actually like.
Can I back up for a second? Someone said buy the ones or something, you'll save money. Dean literally said he steals them from work. What the?
I thought you said like he got it from like his work, like his.
Yeah, he gets it from work.
No, like his Dean's whatever. Was it Dean's
Good
Cool
Deals?
No.
Dean's Cool Deals.
No, my goal is to spend Zelda
deals.
so I steal food from work.
Just don't mention where you work, Dean, so I don't get you fired.
No, but then like
everyone steals at work. Everyone in
it's actually super convenient. Overnight oats.
Disclaimer: Dean is from the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I prefer overnight oats because I'm weird and I don't really care for like hot food like that. So like I gotta wait for and like lukewarm oats kind of taste weird. So to me they taste better cold. And then with overnight oats you can kind of dress them up a bit. Like I like to like put a gob of like peanut butter and some, like, you know, some honey, some peanut butter honey. Hell yeah, dude.
What is that?
That's like very fitness thing because you know people that work out like peanut butter. Yeah.
No, I mean like the overnight oats. What does that do? It's just it soaks the oats. I mean it's
it's like the instant process but longer.
Yeah.
But so basically it's like easier, right? Because you set up a mason jar, you put the oats in, and then you just like pour like the whatever, like milk or oat milk or whatever you want. And then by the time it's like oats. That's what I do. I was like, yo, it's like putting like when you make chicken, you put chicken broth in to increase the chicken flavor.
Anyways, I heard you like oats, so I put oats in your oats so you can so then you just wake up, it's like ready, and then you can just like dress it up. You can put it's spinach on there. Thing. Yeah, sure.
I just find it easier just to microwave it and then let it cool.
Yeah, but then you have to find a container. Like if you have to like literally like grab and go, you can just grab it and then go to work and eat it at work.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm different because
you can't put the peanut butter and hot oatmeal. I mean, you can, but it's weird. It melts and becomes some weird texture.
Well, I guess it does save time. Like, yo, imagine like just you're running out the door with oatmeal like to toast in your mouth from the anime.
Yo, can you imagine? You're just like, you open the packet, you dump the oatmeal in your mouth, and then you just take like a swig of like milk. And you're just going back and forth like, I'm late for work.
Extreme.
Oh, what a visual. Bro, I've only seen that toasted mouth thing in anime once. Granted, I'm not a weeb, so I don't watch like freaking anime where that applies a lot of the time.
That's like sitcom kind of thing, isn't it?
That was like what was it?
Slice of life kind of thing.
Yeah. Con, whatever. The one with the girls playing instruments. Yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen it.
All I know is that the only time I've actually seen it is with the meme of Kim Jong-un's sister. Like legit, I've never actually seen any anime references except for her drawn up like
bro. That was a 2020 meme. That was still last year.
Week. That was a dumb week.
Bro, we've gone through so much in that. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, last year started with World War III memes, man.
That was before the virus hit. Like we were making those
like, memes. World War III, that could never happen. Nothing cataclysmic could happen this year.
It was also gonna be what was it? The world was literally gonna end because it started off with the Pope slapping someone.
The Pope slapping someone, freaking Australia burning again.
Again.
By the way, people are freaking out over something that's happening in China. But it's okay, wait, that's only happening in China.
Oh, that
2019. Yeah.
Sorry.
We killed a leader in Iran. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Iran thing. That's what I was thinking about. Not the Korea thing. I was worried about the Iran thing.
Why the World War III was...
No, the World War III was like also with the Korea. So it wasn't just Iran.
Gotcha,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Is it Iran? Is
Iran.
The more... Okay.
Iran.
Yeah, well, Iran. I don't know. Well,
I don't think that one... Well, I don't know.
I mean, I'm American, so I'm definitely pronouncing it wrong. So
yeah. As an American, we give ourselves license to be ignorant.
It just means we're terrible people.
There we go.
There we go. I mean, just be absolutely awful. Call it Persia.
Wow. Actually, wait, Adrian.
All hail King Darius.
I felt like a lot of Iranian. Well, I guess they identify as Persian, so I'll give them that. Whatever. But like a lot of kids at tech would say, "Listen, I'm Persian," instead of like being like, "Are you?" I'm like, I don't know. I mean, if you say you're Persian, you're Persian. I'm gonna tell you what you're not.
I mean, the question is like, the thing is like, it's a very American thing to like, it's only by country, it's only by whatever, right? But like within these countries, there are multiple ethnic groups, so it's so you like identify differently, like like there's a huge like they asked Japan like, oh, are you guys racist? And they're like, no. It's It's like, how about the Okinawans? And then it's like, whoa, like all this shit comes out, and it's like, okay, let's chill, like dial it down, like, all right, we understand, you don't like Okinawans, all right, cool.
Sort of like, well, I guess in American context, like, hey, are you American? Oh, so you must be like a white guy or a white person, excuse me. Versus like, hey, are you like native or whatever? Like people don't think about like a red person. Is that offensive? Red, brown, whatever.
I don't use that anymore.
Sorry.
Preconceived
unless you're a baseball team.
Preconceived notions you might have about somebody as an American as soon as you like hear that like kind of hillbilly twang.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I hear American. The first thing that comes to my brain is, oh, they're dumb. Remember when that was a meme only, and it was like funny, haha, funny. I live in a country where everyone's dumb, but then like last year happened, it was like, I'm getting tired of this meme. Please stop living the meme.
Don't you mean the last 4 years happened, and then it was like, all right, I'm tired.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I shouldn't just give 2020 all the credit.
People felt so bad for us. They were laying down flowers at the U.S. Embassy.
Bro, I saw this video of like this. Yeah. I think she was Chinese. Well, maybe racist. She was some kind of over there, and like
Oriental.
No, Adrian.
Those East Asian.
She was East Asian. I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, they're showing like what was happening in like America with like the Trump what do you say? Not reign. I guess someone call it a reign.
Administration.
Trump administration. Thank you, Adrian.
The saga.
Reign.
Trump arc.
The Trump arc. And like they're showing like a bunch of like non-Americans like what's going on over here. I think it was like over the past 4 years, but like this video that I'm talking about was last year. And like everyone's like, damn, yo, that sucks. Wow, that's your leader. That's what your people believe in. Wow.
Were they journalists?
Like, no, these are like people being interviewed.
Okay, gotcha.
And then like, but one person in particular, she like started crying because she was like, oh, they're like, they don't know what danger. I think she must have been like Chinese because like I think she knew like the extent of like the virus or whatever. And like she saw like she sees like Americans as kind of like being in like some chokehold or whatever by this thing because a lot of them don't even care about it. And she's like, no, they're in trouble. We gotta help them. No, they can't be helped. And like their own people don't care about them. And I was just like, damn, yo, we're getting pity. People either think that we're dumb or like that we need help. Need to be helped or whatever, and it's just okay, well,
we are dumb. Wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna argue with that. But, damn, it's just weird because like I talk to you guys. You guys are Americans, no matter how like diverse we are. Like we're still like mostly American.
Yeah, we're New Yorkers.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say
that supersedes the Americanness.
America is so big, though. Like, I mean, even within New York has different cultures within it, which is part of why I get so triggered when you say you don't stay in New York and anything or whatever. Like,
that's a meme. That's a meme.
Yeah, I know that's a meme, but it still triggers me. But like,
are we saying
is nothing like the rest of New York? Like, that's. I'm sorry, that's the Midwest. Like, New York contains within itself like the East Coast and the Midwest. Like, ugh.
Are we saying that like
America say steamed hams?
Are we saying like America is like too big to be one culture, but China isn't?
Well, that's different because they're kind of forcing it to be one culture.
See, I never thought of it like that, Nick.
No, but then I mean, like China also is not one culture either, right? Because like there's like multiple dialects, you know, and but yes, they are trying to boil it down into one culture. By like removing the languages, like the dialects that they teach in schools, right? So Mandarin is going to be the main language now, basically, or the main dialect, and then also like
removing the Uyghurs.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
removing
all the cities, you know.
Oof.
So,
bro,
removing the Panchen Lama.
What's that?
Removing the Panchen Lama.
No, what is that?
Oh, the Panchen Lama is okay. So there's the Dalai Lama, right? And then the Dalai Lama, like, is a reincarnation and so is the Panchen Lama. So and they can recognize one another. So the Dalai Lama picks the next Panchen Lama, and then the Panchen Lama, once they die, the Dalai Lama the Dalai Lama can recognize their reincarnation.
No, not at all.
And so that's how they figure out who the next Dalai Lama is once the Dalai Lama dies, because the Panchen Lama can sense it.
And then you have Rima.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, right? But then, yeah. The Panchen Lama vanished a long time ago.
Wait, what do you mean vanished? Like the Avatar?
No.
When we needed him
Not
most.
like the Avatar.
Yeah. Yo, do you think like an Avatar type person
he got
exists?
Disappeared.
Oh. Right.
And then the CCP was like, oh hey, here's the Panchen Lama.
We found it.
Somebody
else.
So,
that's messed up, because then what if at one point there were actual the Panchen Lamas and the Dalai Lama, but
like the fish in Avatar.
It's like, we're gonna decide who the Avatar is now. That's not how it works.
That's not that isn't how it works, but that's how they want it to work. So
as far as we know, freaking these guys are nope, never mind. Nope, that's the can of worms.
Oh, and then but then the Dalai Lama pulled a complete and total Chad move and was like, yeah, well, hey, if the Panchen Lama can't pick a new Dalai Lama, I'm the last Dalai Lama. Come at me.
Mm-hmm. Do they have a contingency plan for if both of them are I guess out of public eye or whatever, public recognition?
I don't know.
Where it's okay, now we're stranded. Okay, now we just, how do we figure out who the Dalai Lama or the original Panchen Lama were? Actually, I don't know why I'm asking. Bird? Yeah, I don't know why I thought that you'd be the.
Well, he seemed to be the most.
I usually ask Adrian about everything.
What? No, this is what I got this off John Oliver. Don't.
Now I'm in a mood. Because I'm already gonna watch the freaking Heaven's Gate episode 2 of the documentary tonight. But now I'm thinking about all these other freaking things, religion wise and spirituality wise. It's I don't know. I think the Avatar could exist. You never know.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I still maintain that that island that is
Snack Island.
I never. I feel like I mentioned this island with you. I mentioned this place with you guys every month. I never remember the island.
Lapta.
Where they killed the guy who was approaching.
I know, with the bow and arrow.
North Sentinel Island? Yeah.
North Sentinel Island, thank you. Well, to this day, I maintain that they've got something going on there.
Of course.
Yeah, they're chilling. What do you mean?
I'm yo, they're the actual real life last airbenders, and they're listen, we can't have none of the freaking outside world coming in here and giving us their polio and their smallpox and their they've come up with something new.
Like that.
What year is it?
You know what I mean?
But these uncontacted tribes, they wouldn't have been vaccinated from polio, because by the time the people show up to give them the vaccine, they'll die from polio.
No, but then there's no it's smallpox.
Smallpox.
Right? There's no wild type of smallpox anymore. So you wouldn't be able to get it anyways. There's only 2 places that have it. I think it's Kosovo, I think, and CDC.
Well, Barry, then I'm just gonna say they predicted COVID then, because they must be hiding something over there on that island.
Oh my goodness!
No, they just really don't want Christianity.
Oh, see all these possibilities, man. You can't give an uninformed person with a huge imagination these ends, because then I can go in forever, bro.
Oh my goodness!
Bro, what if we go to that island, right? What if we pull it up with our military might or whatever, and then there's a hatch down there, and we open the hatch and there's someone freaking putting in these these digits 4, 8, 13, and then they move the island every couple of years.
Oh my goodness! There's a lot of Skull Island. Where they go down there with their guns and shit, and then they unleash King Kong, and it's Come on.
Wait, but then what are we gonna do about the countdown?
But then nothing happens with the countdown.
Yeah, well, something does happen.
You have to
Wait,
discharge
what
the
happens,
magnetic
Dean?
field.
Polar bears are released.
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
Stop.
Global warming just ends. It just like stops.
Oh, Barry, you shouldn't have said that.
And
Oh,
then there's
God.
the people that
Yeah,
are
that's
actually
bad.
on the island. That live on the island.
Yeah, the
The
other
others.
of the plane.
Oh my god.
But then what about the dark smoke monster?
What's at the Bermuda Triangle?
Did you just
They have
love
to go
a
all-
Lost reference?
Somebody
Oh,
like
Whoosh, whoosh, Barry. Whoosh.
Oh man.
this conversation
Actually-
is actually happening in the Flash
As
sideways.
soon as I heard Flash, I'm like,
Yo, do you think we
I
met
heard
each other
island,
on the
right?
island? Yeah.
wait, what happened?
Dean, what if we met each other on the we're on the island right now and Stony Brook was just like the what if story? What if they already knew each other in this or what you know what I mean?
I did treat
Like-
Stony Brook as if it was lost anyway.
And
Like, we have to go back.
Yeah, H Quad was the others.
All right, Bermuda Triangle. Are there any conspiracy theories that I can read about this that I can look into? Conspiracy.
That Twilight Princess was the best Zelda game ever.
I don't want to go in like whatever I gave you guys earlier just now like wasn't my complete going in because Sean isn't here because Sean like defends that game for whatever reason.
because Sean likes booty.
Sean, please come to your senses, my guy.
Yo, but
It's
he won't
okay.
eat it. So what's up with that? What's that? What is this?
Wait, is he on the not eating booty side?
He is definitely on the not eating booty side.
I have to work on that freaking Civil War poster for like who is pro
Good,
and
Cap,
anti.
what is going on?
Science.
Evolving into chaos right now.
He's gonna eat it one day. It's alright.
Oh my god, was that a
Whoa,
threat?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, this is like a very aggressive threat or something that's
This is Sean. He might have already done it. We'd never know.
Yeah, that's true.
wow, you guys think so little of Sean.
This is the perfect seg into the way I normally end this podcast, which is talking about who Dean is smashing now.
Zero.
So Dean, you told me the name. No, false. Dean gave me the name of the girl he's smashing, and her name is